Are you sick of being skint? Are you really sick of being skint? Or are you really, really, really sick, fed up, over being skint? Do you know that being skint, being poor, isn't actually your fault? It's not your fault. And here's why. The problem is in the underlying structure of a thing, not in the thing that's on top of it. For example, what is she on about? For example, if you remember the tsunami that happened in Phuket. So in that tsunami, the water behaved radically and it created mass destruction. But was it the water's fault that that happened? Did the water itself cause that devastation or not? Yes or no? Think about that. Was it the water's fault? Yes or no? The water was there. The water was just there at the time. What caused that bonkers devastation and intense movement that then created all of the devastation was actually the underlying structure on which the water was housed. The underlying structure, what was going on in the waves underneath, and movements in other parts of the earth that created a crunch crisis. And then the water behaved in the way it did. It had no other way of being. The water was like this. Do you resonate with this? Is this landing with you? Yes or no? The water is neutral. The water is just being in its environment and it's responding relative to its environment. It's responding relative to its container. Conversely, imagine a beautiful still lake. Imagine Loch Ness with the little Nessie. There's my Ness. Never mind. It worked in my head. Imagine a beautiful lake, such as even a little puddle in the rain, or imagine Lake Windermere. Imagine a lake that you can visualize or one that you've been to. The water in the lake is still. The water in the lake is still. Why? Because it's housed in a basin. Even go to the kitchen and get a bowl out of the cupboard and put water in it and observe, you will observe that the water in there is still. The water is neutral. The water is responding to its environment. In the case of the lake, the environment is like a bowl, like a basin. In the case of the tsunami in Phuket, the environment was like this. And so the water in either of these environments responds relative to its environment. What's that got to do with poverty? What's that got to do with you? If you are in scarcity, if you are skint, if you are poor, or if you are in poverty thinking, that's not your fault. It's the effect of the container. What does that mean? It's the effect of the structure that you are housed in. For example, society. For example, all the things that you have learned. Money doesn't grow on trees. Rich, something. There's associations with money and negativity and so on. I can't recall them right now, but so on. You have to work hard. Hard day's work for a hard day's pay. So on and so forth. So you may have judged yourself, like I have been all my life, for being a failure because I haven't made the money that I feel that I'm capable of making, for example. But that's got nothing to do with me personally, just like it hasn't got anything to do with you, because you might be really, really brilliant, an amazing artist, so talented. You have got so many gifts. You've got so many ideas, but you may have associated, yeah, but because I didn't make money out of it, or because I don't make money out of doing what I love, then that must mean that daddy, 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 don't. It doesn't. It's got nothing to do with that or with you. It's just got to do with the structure, with the structure. And imagine that the structure of a house, imagine that there's a house and that house has a fire and that house is burning. The structure is burning. The house is no longer effective to house the people there, to live in the house, to do their housey things like eat, sleep, and whatever else people do in their house, relax, do Zooms like me right now. So the house is burning, so it needs to be solved. So the water has to come and the fire needs to be put out. So that's problem solving. That's looking at what's wrong with the problem. But instead, you can build a new house, and that is a new structure. Rather than repair the old structure, you can build a new structure. So the point to these two metaphors is that the you bit is actually innocent. Why? Why are you innocent? Because like the water in both the tsunami and the beautiful, peaceful, clear lake that's still, the water is neutral. The water is innocent. The water is just being water. You are just being you. You are just doing whatever you're doing. So imagine if it's the tsunami and I've gone as a reporter and I've gone over to tsunami and gone, hey, water, why are you being so violent? Why are you being so destructive? You know, what's your game? And what would the water say? Hey, mate, if you were in my position, you'd do exactly the same. And it's the same with being skint. If you were in my position, you would be just as skint. If you were in the position of most people in the world that are skint, if you were in the same environment, if you're in the same structure, or maybe you are, then that would be your experience. That would be your current reality. So to change that, you change the structure. You don't look at the symptoms and solve the symptoms, because that water is going to do what it's going to do. That fire is going to do what it's going to do. Whether you put glitter on it, positive thoughts, amazing affirmations, kiss it, whatever you do to the water, it's still going to respond relative to its structural environment. The house is still going to respond to the fire, to the fact that it's in flames. So you change the structure and you change the result. You change the end result. So why is this vital? If you want to stop being skint, or if you want to just stop worrying about money, then you don't have to change your mindset. You don't have to work on your beliefs about worthiness, your beliefs about deserving. You don't have to do any of that, because that's like saying water, you need to change the color of you. You need to have more glitter in you. You need to have more ions in you, more minerals in you. No, the water's still going to do exactly what it's going to do relative to its environment. So all you have to do is change the structure within which that you operate. So the beautiful thing about this is that there's nothing wrong with you, and there never was. You're just a product of your environment, of the structure that you operate in. And that you can change. That you can change quite easily. And that's what I'm going to teach in the month of August on my genius journey. And you're going to learn to create a structure for the end results that you would love around money and around anything else. Because once you learn how to be in your creative structure, actually one size fits all. You can put anything into that magical concoction and it's going to work, because it does. So here's what I invite you to do next. Look on the link below that I'm going to post. on Thursday, by the month, sign up to the membership and do a month with me. And I promise you, I guarantee that this learning how to restructure yourself into a creative orientation will definitely change your life and your results and the way that you feel. It will definitely change that. And if it doesn't, I'll refund you. So I want you to do this. And I want you to do a month with me on the Genius Journey. August is going to be Money Magic Month. Why? Because everybody that I coach is having problems with money, and everything is possible. And it's possible to create what you would love around money, just like it's possible to create what you would love around relationships, around your body, around your health, around doing your work that you love, around your artistic expression, around having loads of leisure, pleasure time, relaxing time, around having the relationships that you would love with your family, with your clients, with your community. It's possible to create what you would love around anything. And all you need to learn is how to create your structure and be in a creative structure. That's all you need to, because there's nothing wrong with you and there's nothing missing. The only thing that hasn't been available until now is learning about structures and structural tension. So let's do this. Let's do this. My lessons are every Thursday at 7:30 p.m. UK time for 1 hour. If you can't come live, no problem, replays. On top of that, mega bonus, there's 25 tutorials on the portal already. So you've got 25 hours of catching up to do. I recommend no more than 1 tutorial a day because the work is very deep. It has very, very deep, positive repercussions in your world. It's going to rock your world, but in a good way. There are 13 audio adventures, listening journeys that just take you there without making any effort. You just relax and put on your headphones and listen. You might be on the bus, you might be in bed, wherever, but you get the instant learning through the audio channel, through a relax and receive modality. And there are about 6 or 7 different processes written out that you can resource to whenever you need them. All of that's already there. So go on the link below, buy your Genius Journey. I want you to get the most out of it. So buy it on Thursday. I'm going to teach on Thursday. So buy it on Thursday so that you get the most amount. Do your month and change your creative orientation so that you're not at the effect of all the things that you don't want. You're the predominant creator, and you can choose to live your true nature and purpose. And all that's missing is knowing how to structure it, how to be in a superstructure. So let's do this. Are you in? Are you with me? Because I'm here for you. So thank you.